Floss Tube, it's Lisa here at Shady Tree Stitches. Thanks for joining me today for another cross stitch update. If you're not in cross stitch, keep on scrolling, but if you are, hopefully you'll like to see the progress I've made in the last fortnight, and I will look forward to showing you what I've done. And I have some very exciting Paddock Lane Designs news at the end. I am in Maitland in New South Wales in Australia, and I just want to point out to you today that it is a glorious, beautiful, sunny day. We have had a lot of rain, a lot of flooding, and it's beautiful today. My girls are out in the pool, so apologies if you hear them. And the washing's on the machine, everything's getting done. So thank you for taking a bit of time to see me. As you know, my videos are not very long, just a quick catch up. I have been stitching, and I have been working very hard on Knock It Over. Knock It Over is an invention of mine for the No New Starts group, which, by the way, if anyone is interested, is opening up to new members for 2023 on the 1st of November. And because we've been doing No New Starts for the last couple of years, we are opening up more pathways, and we are renaming our group Whip Warriors, because the whole point is about working on the whips you've got and minimizing your starts, not just starting all the things because they're the latest shiny object. Getting some work done on the ones you've already got. So if anyone is interested in joining Whip Warriors, keep an eye out. I will announce more details when we get to November on the channel, but keep an eye out on Facebook and come along, join the fun. We have lots of fun, lots of challenges, lots of games, and lots of finishes and progress on your whips. So let's start with finishes, shall we? Oh my goodness, I have got some finishes for you. It is Knock It Over after all. So I have got 3 finishes so far. And I didn't say, it's the, I don't even know what date it is. Hold on. And you should look at this before I film. It is currently the 16th. So we're in the middle of the month, and I already have 3 finishes this month. Okay. So the first one is actually almost a SAF, start and finish. I worked on it to 200 stitches to get it started at the beginning of the month, beginning of the year. And this is from Country Cottage Needleworks, and it's the month houses, and this is February. I stitched this on a beautiful piece of fabric that was dyed by the Sassy Pouch, but that's now Fancy Fabrics down in Tasmania. And it's a 28 count even weave, which she splattered beautifully. Look at that. So I thought this would be fun to do some of this series on. So there's February, all done. I stitched this while I was on my cruise. It was a nice, easy one to stitch on the cruise. So that was great fun. Then I came home and I finished Juniper Designs Bay Window. I love these. Now, I have been stitching these for years, and it comes on a kit with a 18 count Ada. I don't enjoy the Ada, so I am now going to move away from the Ada. In fact, I'm going to start putting them on Paddock Lane Designs variegated fabric, because I think that's going to look really good. And I'm going to see if I can design some fabric, which won't be hard, to put maybe some green and some blue, so you can sort of put the house sitting in the landscape. So that's my intention for the next ones, but I won't be starting another one for a little while. So that is Bay Window by Juniper Designs. And then I had another finish, which is here somewhere. Where did I put it? Found it. It had fallen down between beside the couch. And this one is part of the American Homestead, in front of it. American Homestead Sampler Series. And I did this on a piece of Paddock Lane Designs Ada. So notice they're all Ada at the moment, called Art Smock, because it looks like someone's drawn all over it. And I thought that was quite rustic. So it's very cute, and it is a tribute to my American friends. Really super cute. So that, people, is 3 finishes for me. Knock It Over is well underway. Okay, they're all small or medium, but when you have more whips than you want, the best thing to do is to just take small bites. And I wanted to get rid of as many as I can, because as you know, by my birthday next year, I want to be down to 50 whips. I know some of you are going, whoa, 50, that's so many. Yeah, it is. We got a bit carried away in the last few years, pandemic and everything, starting all things. So I want to get down to 50. I think 50 is a nice manageable number to still have lots of variety, because remember, I have a lot of full coverage, I have a lot of big pieces. So we're going to knock off all the ones that we can knock off as quickly as we can. Anyway, more about that in plans. So those 3 finishes, guys, that was pretty good. Since I saw you last 2 weeks ago, I have done 7,225 stitches in the fortnight, which is not brilliant. I didn't get nearly as much done on the cruise as I planned. I actually was going to film on the cruise, film my stitching and all these finishes, but they didn't have the trivia where I usually liked it to be. It was in the noisy foyer, in the main foyer. It was too noisy to film. It was horrible. I mean, it was fun trivia, but we did win a 24 karat gold plated plastic piece of shit on a stick, which we gave to Maddie because she doesn't have one yet. So we did do well in the trivia, but I couldn't concentrate to stitch, and it was just too busy, you know. So I didn't get a lot of stitching done, and the only other place I stitched was on my veranda or on the couch in the room. And I actually forgot my good glasses, which was really disappointing, the ones with the light. So I didn't enjoy them at all. So that was, yeah, really a hindrance to my stitching. But hey, I still stitched. My fur babies have come in. Excuse me, Dudley. And wanting attention. I'm filming, mate. I can't give you attention at the moment. All right, so let's see. What did I stitch on? Well, a whole range of things. I started my knock it over. Whoops. Oh, there goes a magnet. I'll get it later. Working on my temperature bookshelf. So you can see I caught up all of September, and the first couple of days of October, that was where I was up to. So I did this right at the beginning of the month. So later in the month, I will knock over the rest of October. Really enjoyed this. Really enjoyed this. I'm going to put it over here to remind me to tell you something later. Okay. I also worked on, somewhere over here, the one I didn't get out, always the way, my nutcracker. My nutcracker village. Everything's here, it's just not 100% ready. And that's where I got up to, the nutcracker village, another house. This is on my list of ones I want to finish, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it. Children have to interrupt all the time. Look, there they go. One, and the other one's out the door already. 2 children gone to the pool, but that's good. Okay, so my nutcracker. I did the stitching for just the prompts that I needed to get them sort of up to date to where they were. So both of them will get revisited again later. Then the next thing I worked on was the February, which you've already seen. And then I had to do something, I'm not sure why, but I did 100 more stitches on my samurai. He is on my list to finish, but I've really got to get on to doing him because Natalie's waiting for him, needing nap stitches, because we're stitching the 2 of them together. So I need to do some more work on my samurai. So the 5th was when I finished February. Then on the rest of the cruise, I actually only worked on 1 piece. And that was because of the prompts that I was doing. And I worked on my Anzac. And you can see where I got to. I was here. So I managed to get all this top bit done with the horse, the negative space horse, which is very effective. And I started on this big spider. That's what I was working on the lighthouse. So all of that bit there is what I did while I was on the cruise. Still got a fair way to go on this, need to keep working on it. But I just love that Silks for You floss. One day I'll get around to telling you what the PR number is. But it's beautiful. And I really enjoyed stitching with it. It's a beautiful thread. Cannot recommend Silks for You highly enough, people. You need to get it. Seriously, get some. Then I did my bay window, then I did the American Homestead, and then I moved on to working on another one, which is also escaping my notice right this second, which is my Lantern Lane. Anyway, I did some stitches on Lantern Lane, just finished a tree. You don't get to see that because I don't know where it's gone. And then I had to do some black stitches. So the easiest thing that needs finishing for my black stitches, surprisingly, is my Halloween. So I worked on all the black bit up here and all the way across there and down there. Lots of black stitches in this piece. Super cute. Look at that ghost. Now he's got eyes. He looks like he has a bit of personality. So that is my Halloween that I did some stitches on. And then Stitch came around, and I'm not a subversive sort of stitcher. You know, I like to do traditional things. I like bright things. I like colourful things. But I'm not one of those people who does wacky, crazy things. But the Stitch Along is a very fun event that has team events and individual, and it seemed to be a lot of fun. So I thought, well, why not get involved and give it a go? And a few of my friends are doing it. So the pattern got released yesterday, and the pattern is a mystery. We know absolutely nothing about it, other than it's going to be more like what they did in earlier years, which usually is more a saying verse sort of one, and less of the last few years where they did TV shows. So I'm going to give you a precursor before you look at this, that I don't approve of it in its current form. It's just not me. But I like the style of stitching. But look away. If you're someone who gets offended, you're going to want to look away now until I finish showing you what it currently looks at, because they've done this on purpose as a joke to spell that word. That is not the word that is staying. So I'm all caught up. I've done the first bit of stitch. It was about 200 stitches. Knocked that over last night. And then I started on a model stitch. Now I have got 2 model stitches I need to work on this month. I can't show you. They're both secret model stitches, but I love them. So excited. And they're both going to be, they're both parts of new series and ideas. One of them is for the next Christmas sassy pouch. I've been asked to design some ornaments for them, and that's really cool because, I wanted to stitch some ornaments. So beautiful. I get some ornaments stitched for my kids whilst models at the same time. Really looking forward to that. So if you're in Australia or New Zealand, I do thoroughly recommend getting the sassy pouch. As you know, Jenny and I do unboxings often, and we really recommend them. Secondly is the online magazine that everyone in the world can get, and it's currently featuring Australian and New Zealand designers that you may not have heard of, and it's called Down the Rabbit Hole magazine, run by Nicole in DD Stitching up in Queensland. And I have done my next one in the series of koalas for that. So if you like koalas, EJ, you should get the online magazine, Down the Rabbit Hole magazine. If you need to find it and you can't, just reach out to me and I'll find it for you. All right, so people, that is my stitching, okay? That then leaves us to haul. Don't have much in the way of haul. I have 2 things. Silks for you. 2 lots of silks for you. I love how they come in these beautiful little mesh bags. So this one I'm going to guess is the colour of the month. Sorry, the silk of the month. Yes. The silk of the month. Look at those beautiful blues. So summery. And all of them, can you see that variegation? Have got just a subtle variegation. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So really beautiful. In fact, I might even have a use for some of those. We shall see. So that's the silk of the month. So they are specially dyed ones that are just a one-off special. And then the other one I get where I'm building on my collection is the silk of the month. This is just the regular ones. So I'll show you them first and then I'll tell you what they are. They try to package them together to look pretty. So these are all regular coloured ones. We've got PR 100, PR 97, PR133. Look at all those beautiful purples. And then a very bright yellow, PR164. So there you go. That yellow would go very nicely with any of those. So I do recommend Silks for You unequivocally. That's my haul. That's it. Not seeing much haul at the moment, guys. I have so much stuff. I don't need to buy much stuff. Really, I guess the only other thing I bought really would have been, well, not really bought. I haven't done a donation yet, but the Stitch pattern. All right, so that's what I've got. Oh, except for my new best thing. I did get something else. And this one does correlate to Palette Lane Designs. My next favourite thing is ball tip needles. This came in the sassy pouch and I tried it. Oh, I love them. They are my next favourite thing. All right, so they are the Easy Grid ball tip needles. And if you are interested and you're in Australia, Paddock Lane Designs is about to start stocking them on the website because they are so good. I want to share the love, so you'll be able to buy them from my website when you buy some other orders. Plans, knock it over. My next plan for knock it over is going to be Sydney. Sydney is all done on that side. I just need to do this bit here and a water across the bottom, and Sydney will be done. Also, my last piece on Ada, that's looks like it's in Pool Shimmer by Paddock Lane Designs. So that's the one I need to knock it over next. But before I do that, I've got to get at least one model stitch done. So that is my plans, and actually get some stitching done. I had a lot of catch-up orders to do now that I can actually toddle my way out to my cottage where all my stitching, my business runs from. I was able to finally cut and overlock fabric, and that's my word of the day for the Americans: overlock. We don't call it serging in Australia, we call it overlocking, which is where you get the finding one where you get this edge on the fabric that we call overlocking here. So that's what I do. I think Serger might have been a brand name once they did it. You know how lots of brand names get adopted as the thing? So Australian word for that is overlock. So when I'm talking about overlocking, that's what I'm talking about. So I was able to overlock and cut all my fabric and then get it in and dye it. My dad is very lovely doing some plumbing on my outside sink at the moment so that I can do more of the immersion dyeing in my nice outdoor sink and do the bigger pieces of fabric. So that sort of rolls me through to Paddock Lane Designs. So if you're not interested in hearing about Paddock Lane Designs, you can go now. And if you are, hang around because I've got some exciting things. Yeah, people starting to want bigger pieces of fabric. Now, the bigger pieces of fabric don't dye as well in my jars and my small containers that I like to use. So you end up with more dye spots on them. But the advantage is you can cut them out because you've got a big piece of fabric. I do custom order sizes, so if you know you've got a particular piece and a particular colorway, just message me and I'm happy to do it. You know, it's always a surprise. When I do them, I always do two colors, two pieces, so that hopefully one of them is perfect for you. And I haven't had too many problems with that. I have a lot of things to tell you, Paddock Lane Designs. I've been promising you this one. FFO of the Springman's house. This was one I finished and designed, a house. It's based on a house that is from a photo in my local area that I took. And what I did was converted it into a house. I do have this pattern available without the people at front. It's just a little, I was playing around with the people. And what I can actually do, what I'd like to do, is offer people the service that I will actually chart your house and your family for you. Or just your house, if you want just your house. If you can send me a nice clear photo of the front of your house, then I will be able to actually chart you the pattern. So you'll have to look for it. It's not up yet, but it will be on the website soon. And it will be, called something like custom house charting. And I will, it will take me about a week or so, depending on my life, to get your house charted. And then you'll have a pattern. I'm not stitching it for you guys, not stitching it for you. I'm going to do one for my mum and dad if they get me a house, but that's all I'm going to do. But yeah, I will chart your house for you, and it will look, you know, I mean, how cute is that house? So if you'd like to have your house looking something remotely like that, and you'd like to have your people standing up the front, then, you know, look for that. So that's an FFO and a finish that I've been talking about for a while. Also, Crazy Me has had a plan, and I'm not sure when it's going to happen, but I've had a plan inspired along the lines of this. This is the temperature bookshelf by Christie's Corner, I think. And I know Stitching Mummy does different temperature bookshelves and things too. And they're awesome, but I don't care about the temperature. This is my stitch count for each day. And I really like charting it this way. It's like real and tangible. Well, people, I've had an idea, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I think you're going to love it, of one of these types of patterns that you could chart your stitch count for the year as a stitch along. I'm actually going to do a stitch along. So keep your eyes open for that too, people, because I'm hoping to get it ready to launch for January so that you can chart your 2023 as we go as a stitch along. So there'll be lots of fun involved with that. So look out for that. It's not going to be a bookshelf. It's not going to be a tree. It's not going to be any of those things. It's something even cooler, I think. So if you're game, keep an eye out for that. The best way to find out all the Paddock Lane's design things is to join my Facebook group. Paddock Lane Designs, there's a page, but the Facebook group is where all my exclusive members get first dibs on everything, other than whatever I say here. So come and join that, and then you'll find out about it first, okay? All right. Also, I think I mentioned this last video, I decided we needed Stitchywear. There is no Stitchywear for people in Australia that I could find. So I designed my own range, and there's more coming. We have t-shirts. Stay away from my scissors, or I will cut you. I have shirts like that, and these can all be ordered on my website. I don't know if I can put them on Etsy because I'm not making them, I'm designing them. If anyone knows, let me know. But you buy them from my website, and then they get shipped to you from the printer. So there is this extra shipping charge involved. I thought I needed some Paddock Lane Designs things to wear to retreats things, but people can buy them too. So I was just trying out the t-shirts. This is a lovely teal colour for Paddock Lane Designs shirt. And I've got mugs, I've got shirts, and I'm playing around with jumpers. That's just a white Paddock Lane Designs. So you can buy it if you like Paddock Lane Designs. You're welcome to buy a Paddock Lane Designs shirt, but they were sort of more for me. And this one is a jumper. Oh, it's a thick jumper. To stitch or not to stitch? What a silly question. Covered in dog hair already, but super thick, very good quality. That's what I wanted to get one for. Very, very good quality. And the other thing is, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have things that actually have stitching on them? Now, I'm going to stand up and reposition myself in a second to show you, but I'm actually wearing a shirt that has got one of my patterns on it. And if you're a sampler person, look, there is my Terra Australis on a really good quality tote bag. Really thick, good quality. So you can actually buy that. I can't put other people's cross stitches on there because that would be copyright, but all the Paddock Lane Design things I can. So if you'd like any of my patterns on a t-shirt or a mug or a tote bag, let me know and I will get it done for you, and then you'll be able to buy it. All right, I'm going to pause so I can reposition myself to show you this shirt. All right, here we go. There we have me wearing my out the window Hogwarts design. Isn't that super cool? So here we are, trying to get it back to give you a good view. It's really good, really nice quality, and it looks really good. Now when you get up close, you can see all the stitching. So really, really, really nice. So lots of chopping and changing this video. So that, people, is me for the fortnight. I will look forward to catching you in 2 weeks. Thanks for taking the time to join me. I hope you have a great time stitching, and until then, happy stitching, everyone. Bye.